Hey everyone, my name is Victor Dwyer, and today we're going to review Momentum Commerce's tool to understand ad density and how it's changed over time. Let's dive right in. Whoop. Okay, perfect. So we are in the master Google Sheet right now, and today we are going to review this tool right here. So we're going to be able to analyze the percentage of the organic versus sponsored, and we're going to dive into that. So the difference between organic and sponsored is pretty simple if you don't already know it. So if you know this is sponsored, as you see right here, sponsored means they have to pay for that placement on Amazon. So as you can see, sponsored's up top, organic's below. Organic means natural, basically sponsored means they paid for it at the end of the day. So that's how that works. And then from here, we're going to be able to see momentum commerce. Okay, this tool they provided is very, very cool. As you can see, this top right, this shows ad density. Okay, so this is very, very important. So we'll be able to dive in, for example, we'll be able to dive in crafting in this case, and we'll be able to see how the ad density has changed. So, for example, we'll be able to see the top potential people in the crafting space, the top brands that are in this, and we'll be able to see how this has changed over time. So, if I were to go back, let's say if I just keep clicking back like crazy, so as you can see, about 8 months ago, 9 months ago, from this point, the ad density stayed about the same. And so we're still about that 40% mark, which isn't that crazy. But if we go to the same time last year, it's almost higher, which is very fascinating. So that shows you that the ad density in this particular space has actually gone down. I think it's changing because I clicked a little bit too fast, but for the most part, it looks like it is staying pretty consistent. So let's go to one of the more competitive categories. Let's go to the supplement space. Grocery. Let's do grocery and food. Let's do beauty. Let's do beauty. Hair care. Let's try this. Let's see the overall in hair care. So we're looking about 48%. And just so you know, what you can do with this information is you could see how competitive, how much it is pay to play to be on Amazon. So 3 years ago, this was not an issue. 3 years ago, we were looking about 20 to 30% ad density. Okay, meaning that you only had to pay for 20% of the placements on Amazon. The rest were organic, they were natural. Now you have to pay for almost 50% to be on Amazon's first page. Why is that important? Because now it's becoming more pay to play in order to be on Amazon. That is why that is important. So you have to realize Amazon advertising is extremely important, and if you want to be on first page, 50% of the placements are paid. That's important to know. And you can do this based off your particular category. That's why this is significant, and this is why this matters. And you can see how much has changed over time. So a year ago, this was at 48%. So let's see what it is pretty close to around now. Let's just see how this number changes over time. But like, it's important to know this information so that way you can see how much is the rising, how much are you going to have to pay to be in that organic placement over time, because that's going to be important for you to know. And the way this number is swayed is based off the amount of advertisers pushing money, your competitors pushing money into it. So if you are competing with 1,000 different competitors and competing with $1 million being pushed, then Amazon's algorithm is going to say, hey, I need to put more placements in there. And what do I mean by placements? You see how right here there are 3 sponsored placements right here. Okay, that's all there are. So let's say we had 100 new competitors that pushed millions of dollars into this. Amazon is going to go, oh my gosh, there's so much competition. Instead of this being an organic placement, I'm going to put a sponsored placement instead. And they will continue to push sponsored placements This is also a sponsored placement, and they're going to keep pushing it as much as possible based off how many competitors. So that is why this number is constantly changing over time, and you can easily see that within this tool, and you can see how much this changes over time. So you'll usually see this number rise during the Q4 once Q4 starting. So we were basically looking this last year. So it looks like a lot more dollars are actually being pushed in this hair care category right now than last year. Is kind of what this is showing us. Which is good if you were wanting to start in this particular category. It is actually going down in the ad density, meaning that there are less competitors in that space, meaning that you can push pretty well, and you'll be able to really challenge these top ones that are spending a lot of money. And you will be able to see, like, okay, their total share of voice in the top 10 positions, like which one is in the top paid search of voice, and this means just the people in the top 10 positions. So if you see this brand, this same brand, this let's say this what's something that's not hard to pronounce, let's say Pacific Pup Products, okay, they would be in a pretty high, so they have two products in the top 10. That means they would be 20% of their products are in the top 10 of for dog toys and for this keyword. So that means they have a pretty high share of voice, is what that would mean. That was one example. This scrapes it across all keywords and everything else, but that was just one particular example to make it simple. And from there, you can get like the total organic share of voice, and also the sponsored product share of voice, and also the sponsored brand video share of voice. And the difference between sponsored product is this is sponsored product. As you can see, it looks kind of like an organic product placement, and this is a sponsored brand placement, sponsored brand video, and this is also a sponsored brand placement right here at the very top. So that is what you can be able to track on a per brand basis for each particular category, so you can understand what the keyword demand is on this side, and be able to understand what is the potential demand for these particular products, what is the ad density, and you'll be able to really see what and dive into what competitors are doing the best that you can potentially target in your advertising. So this is how I utilize this tool. This is more of, hey, I'm about to start Amazon advertising. What does it look like for me? That's what this tool is for. So this is how I would utilize it. This is how I would approach it, and really do a sophisticated way of researching this. And this is how I would dive in first before going into advertising. So hopefully that makes sense. And let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks.